What's going on, guys? Stribbers here, and welcome to episode 27 of PGR2 Road to Platinum. So in the last series we just unlocked the Grand Touring series, and we did the first race in that series, and we're going to be continuing that today with an overtake, street race, a one-on-one and a cone challenge. So I'll be starting this episode off with an overtake in Yokohama. So we used the SL55 in the first race, and we've got the 550 Barchetta we could unlock, and we're going to unlock the 575 Maranello for this event. It's a toss-up between the 550 and the 575 for which one is the best in this series. I'd probably say it is the 575. Slightly better acceleration and a little bit better handling, and that is the car we're going to use for this. So 7 cars as always, the target, 3 minutes 30 to do it, and we've got this very long straight to start things off with, followed by a narrow right hairpin, and we're going to go over a crest into this corner, so you've got to brake just before the brow of the crest to get into that nice racing line. Took that a little bit tight on the inside there, but not too bad overall. Now this section of this bridge looking thing is riddled with slowdown in this game, running on the 360 there, and it speeds back up at this point. So that is going to happen every lap, unfortunately. It's just random points in the game where it can't handle it and it does slow down a little bit, but for majority it's alright. So we've got 2 cars down already. Moving on to these couple right hand bends. Not too bad through them. I think the first one was a little bit too tight, not going wide enough on that one, but coming into this one, taking it perfectly there, using the width of the track onto this straight-ish section, chasing down this third car to overtake. Now you can nearly go flat out through here. You do need to brake a little bit or let off the throttle. I was experimenting there, as you see. I went a little bit too wide. I didn't actually hit the apex at all. And a little bit of slowdown there again. It's the same corners on every race, even though it's a slightly different track. It's very strange. But on the straight is where we're doing majority of our catching up. 3 cars done now. Braking nicely again there. That was more like the racing line we needed. Quite perfect actually. But back onto this bridge section, slowing down a little bit again until we get around this corner, and then the game will speed up again. There we are. Taking these couple left-hand swooping corners nicely, trying to catch up with the Mustang, actually hitting the inside of the corner there, slowing us down a bit, which is a bit annoying. But this is a brilliant car to drive, this Maranello 575. Very, very good in all areas. Very quick, very planted. Doesn't understeer, doesn't really oversteer either. It's pretty spot on really for what you'd want out of a car. And it looks pretty mean too, with the quad exhaust at the back as a mean look, as we overtake the Camaro there. Just about getting past him on that flying corner there. 5 out of 7 cars done. Hitting the inside of the corner, unfortunately slowing us down quite a bit. But we've got 55 seconds for 2 more cars to try and overtake. I think that is the Mustang Cobra flying past there. It is indeed. Braking on the crest of the hill again, going way too wide this time though. I think I must have braked a little bit later than I normally do. But we've got just over 30 seconds left, and this car is pretty much being overtaken. Pontiac Trans AM. Flew past that, so I'll just skip it on to the end, guys, because there's about 30 seconds left, or just under. But that was fairly easy overtake. You don't really know what you're going to get in terms of the overtakes with this game. Some of them are incredibly easy, and some of them you're right on the limit of being able to do it. So you can use any car you want for that one, really. Well, maybe the 550, the 575 Ferrari, or the Mercedes SL55 is probably your best bet for that one. So for this next event, I think we're using the SL55 for this one again. Yep. This is a street race. Yokohama again, 3 laps. And most of these street races don't have the 2 better Ferraris in, or most of the events don't, until the end, towards the end of the series, because they are that good. So the lower down series you are in, the first sort of events, you can use different cars. As you see, the best one on this is the Mercedes, so if we did go in either of the better Ferraris, it would be a little bit too easy. So I've chosen the Mercedes again to try and tackle this other Mercedes, as the Testarossa is behind that Mercedes, which is probably, I'd say that's the fourth best car in the class, behind the two already mentioned Ferraris and this Mercedes. So I might use that in the next episode, actually, in a street race, to see how that does, see if it is actually good enough to beat this Mercedes, because I do see it sort of this distance behind the leader every time. But right on its tail now, as he brakes into that corner, we just managed to get on the inside of him, taking us up to second place with just the Mercedes to try and catch up. And yeah, as I said before, this Mercedes is very planted to drive, very, very good handling. The acceleration is good, it's pretty good, but it's just nowhere near the 550 or the 575, so it's a bit annoying. However, it's still very good to drive. And this next corner is going to be the one that you're going to catch up the most on, as they seem to take that very slowly. As you see, we make up a lot of ground coming around there. Just about being able to fly through that section, maybe have to lift off slightly or dab the brakes. But the computer braked too much there, so I did collide with the back. Making sure not to collide again, getting early on the brakes, a little bit earlier before the AI did. Same again for this corner, so we are following his line quite nicely there. Going a little bit wider, but again he's braking too much there, so we are just ramming into the back of him. Trying to look for the overtaking move, was going to go here, backed out him again, wasn't the best move, but he did move over slightly there and allowed us round the outside. Tried to cut back inside, but we shut the door on him. He could have very easily spun us out then, but halfway through the second lap, or maybe not quite halfway, we are in the lead. So these the events so far in this series have been fairly okay, to be honest. I'd say the first timed run was probably the hardest so far. That overtake we've just done was fairly easy, and this street race isn't too bad as well. As long as you're using the two quicker Ferraris or this Mercedes, you shouldn't have too many problems. But I'd definitely say, until the other Ferraris make an appearance in the street races, I'd definitely say use this Mercedes, just to make it a bit more interesting, a bit more fun, because then you're not relying on just the better acceleration of the Ferraris to win the races. You can sort of outdrive the AI in the other Mercedes. As we come through this flying section again, just lifting off slightly, actually going on two wheels. We're coming into the final lap now, and I'm not sure if the Mercedes crashed around there. I know it might not have done actually, 2.7 seconds. Taking that a little bit too wide, colliding with the barrier. I think our clean race had already gone at that point, so not too bothered about that. Taking that corner nicely, using the limits of the track. He's still in the rear view, but we are gaining quite a bit of ground on him now. Just over 2 seconds. I think it might have been more at the start, so I think he has gained a little bit. But yeah, the last couple series have been a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable to do. We've had the Supercars series, where I was able to use, I think I might have used 4 cars. Yeah, I used the TVR, Tuscan, was it the Tuscan? Speed 6, yeah, the TVR Speed 6, there was the Corvette Z06, Dodge Viper, and also the Porsche 911. I think that was the 996 version, the all-wheel drive. But we managed to use 4, so that was pretty good. And then I'd say I might use 3 in this one, but I could use the Testarossa as well to make it 4. So that would be this Mercedes, and we've got the 575 Ferrari, the 550, the other Ferrari, and also the Testarossa. So there's 3 Ferraris potentially you could use in this. But anyway, very comfortable, across the line, 1 more platinum medal down. Quite a nice amount of in-game kudos for that one actually, 2,600 or just over. So a good 4 4 seconds behind. Not too bad at all, we'll take that. Moving swiftly on into a one-on-one. A very small track, this one, only 2 laps as well. Now, this is against the Mercedes, but I wasn't sure what car was going to be in this. So I did go ahead and unlock the 550 Barchetta, which I believe I pronounced incorrectly in the last episode. I think I said Barchetta. I thought that was an N, but it's actually an R, just from the writing on the screen. It looked like an N, but it's obviously the Barchetta, so I got confused what I was saying there. So we do have the better acceleration over the Mercedes, but opting to tuck in behind the Mercedes on the first corner instead of going for the inside line, just in case you get pinched against the barrier. It is in the wet, unfortunately, so the Mercedes' better handling may pay off. But this doesn't handle too bad, this 550 at all. As you see, we are right behind him as he brakes too much, able to use the width of the track here, and then you'll see how different the acceleration is here. Just being able to fly past him on the straight there, get the inside line, and able to fly past him there. And funny thing, I think he may have crashed at this corner or gone the wrong way completely. As you see on the mini-map, I think he went on the inside of that barrier, which helps us out tremendously as we're able to just chill out now until the finish as he's miles behind. And this 550 looks very good as well with it. It's got the same quad exhaust as the 575, so that's a very good looking car as well, and it drives very well. So that's that race done. That was incredibly easy, that one. So we've actually had 3 easy races. But that is all about to change with this cone challenge, and this cone challenge is probably the hardest event in the game on Platinum, I would say. This was so difficult, in fact, that I had to actually stop trying to do it on my first attempt, and I did try again the next day. I spent an hour and a half trying to get this, 12,250, doing this cone challenge, and I had to come back the next day and try it, so it probably took me way over 2 hours to try and do this. But I shall talk you through it. So for this first section, we're just going to drive normally, and then we've got to do a little power slide between this cone gate, as there's not enough time to get to the next cone gate there. And whoever designed this level is evil, as you'll see in a minute. So we just drive normally around here, and then we've got narrowly closing cone gates just to make life even more awkward on this sort of track. A sweeping right hand corner that we're just going to drive normally, then full acceleration down this straight, and this chicaney bit that we're coming up to is the difficult bit now. So you have to power slide to link all of these together, power slide round here again, and you can't just drive through that cone gate to reach this cone gate without power sliding, as you will time out. And the same through here, you've got power slide, very, very nearly hitting that cone. But there seems to be, if you power slide through a cone gate, it seems to delay the time that the combo runs out, compared to if you just drive through the cone gate normally. And we've got another horrible section here of narrow cones that someone's laid out, and you can get a good line round there to link those, so there's no need to power slide there. Coming through here, getting a clean section there. And you can power slide around this bit, but I opt not to, just to try and avoid any mistakes. And then you've got to brake harshly for this little corner here and do a power slide. And we're back round for another lap. So driving down this straight, you can just drive full acceleration, or maybe ease off the throttle when you need to, but you will make it to this cone gate this time. Braking through this section, no need to power slide. Linking all these cone gates together. Round here, coming back to the horrible first section again. Very difficult not to hit those cones, it's about the width of the car, making your life absolute hell. But back onto this second straight, doing the same as we did on the first lap. Coming up to this power slidey bit again, and this is where I made a mistake. I power slid way too much there, losing a lot of speed, which meant I had to drive through each cone gate now and do a little power slide in between just to keep my combo going. And so I got to this point and I power slid round through into that cone gate, which gave me just enough speed to make it to that cone gate. So we've still got a full combo going here, to my surprise, over 118, now 120, and you can see that combo really building up in the top right now, that yellow number. I thought I was going to mess up at this bit. Getting the clean line round here, or the good line, sorry. Coming round the clean section again, very nearly at the end of this race now, coming over this bridge section. Again, not power sliding, just driving normally round here. Into the final corner, power sliding round there, linking that all together, and a power slide to finish. So I absolutely cannot believe I did that in one combo. 27,700, so we absolutely smashed that target, way over double. We'll see exactly how much in a minute. 15,500 we beat that by, so that was incredibly difficult, and you don't actually need to do it in a full combo, but it's finally done after 3 hours of attempting that cone challenge, but never again. That is definitely the hardest one by far, the only one I've had to do twice. But nevertheless, that is going to be the end of this episode, and we've got a street race, an overtake, a hot lap, and another street race to do in the next episode. And hopefully that's loads easier. So thank you ever so much for watching, guys. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you next time.